Hi, my name is Cassandra, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about this really great organization called the Public Conversation Project. This organization is really concerned about improving dialogue amongst others that work in groups, people who don't have the same opinions and stuff, really just everyone that you can run into on a day-to-day basis. So the organization is dedicated to helping users have effective communication and productive conversation. Public Conversation Project believes that conversations are the heart of relationships. So where conversation is strong and effective, the relationships are also strong and effective. And likewise, where conversations have really started to shift and we don't use really good communicating skills, the relationships kind of start to deteriorate as a result of this lack of communication. So the organization operates on a platform they like to call reflective structured dialogue, which focuses on enhancing conversations that people often find difficult to talk about. So sometimes they get put off and never talked about, or they don't really go about being talked about the right way, so it results in conflict. Public Conversations takes a particularly unique role to the conversation barrier by including techniques from a wide variety of fields. So some of their techniques that they like to include are meditation, interpersonal communication, active inquiry, organizational development, psychology principles, and rules of neurobiology. This is a very unique and creative approach because it challenges users to openly share their own experiences with others, which is often uncomfortable in itself, and even more so to have others reflect on your own experiences. As a result, Public Conversations hopes that users will be able to bring clarity to their own questions on their own, but as well as understand why individuals and other participants or group members, like in your work, if you're thinking of a broader scale of this, why you and those people have differences, and you understand these differences and are able to come to terms with these differences. And in that, once you are able to accomplish that, you will still be able to effectively communicate. That is what the Public Conversations Project is trying to achieve. So how does this work? The public conversation workshops are broken down in the following ways. So workshop leaders in the first step prepare people for new conversations. Next, they reflect on their own and other participants' perspectives, and they all just kind of talk about it and put them out there. Step 3, workshop leaders will guide conversation with shared arguments. So almost like playing devil's advocate, but keeping it very open and productive and easy leveled so no one feels like they're being attacked. 4, you open the floor to curiosity and honest questions. So this is a great time to ask the person who doesn't believe what you would believe and is actually a polar opposite of what you believe, kind of why they feel that way and what makes them tick compared to what makes you tick. And then when you understand that even though you guys have these differences, you still should be able to effectively communicate with each other. This is a really great platform because it helps participants overcome these obstacles that are faced when communicating with people who we have conflict with. A lot of time we just push it off and we don't want to address it because it's like the elephant in the room, and so things just boil up and eventually it gets to the point where you just explode. And then that often sometimes are those instances that relationships are really unfixable and they're just so damaged that you can't really go back from that. So the platform, as a result, allows participants to learn and trust each other. It really helps create a foundation for people who don't think alike. And then as a result, you'll be able to build a relationship which probably wouldn't have been possible before. So public conversations are open to anyone. You can access them through their website, and you can go on and search for different things you want to learn. So you can search workshops by topics like leadership or communicating effectively. Even though they all kind of discuss general broad things, you can search by specific subjects, or you can search by groups. So they have on their website a set of groups that they encourage and really invite to participate into their workshop. These would be professions like clergymen, consultants, corporate nonprofit leaders, educators, facilitators, mental health professionals, policymakers, or student and adult leaders. Really anyone who is in a position to work with a team and have to come over these obstacles and collaborate in order to have success. Public Conversations is really devoted to providing the community with the organizational skills they need to promote effective conversation. Conversation and community really just doesn't stop with your group members. It goes really far beyond that. I mean, towns to communicate it effectively, almost every instant on every level of organization, individual, society, community, ecosystem. Effective communication is essential, and without it we wouldn't be able to function. So it's really important that we understand how to effectively communicate and do it productively, even because conflict's inevitable. The Public Conversation Project is particularly effective because it helps establish group norms. It really guides participants in proper conversation practices to promote effective conversation, which is often difficult with people who come from so many different backgrounds and diversity and that sort of thing. By creating a bond and establishing trust, it really allows participants to commit to the workshop and further take these skills back into their workplace or home atmosphere or wherever they feel whatever they're seeking out the help for. It establishes a basic foundation which allows all social roles to establish their own social identity and work productively within a group. As a result of implementing these skills learned from the workshop, participants are able to resolve a lot of intergroup conflict that sometimes prevents group from ever achieving their goals at all. Thanks!